Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Secrets of the Viz. Today I have a very special guest, Nicole, who is here to talk about her Data Plus TV science fiction viz. So over to you, Nicole.
Thank you. Yes, so I'm Nicole Klassen, Tableau visionary, and just absolutely love science fiction, fantasy. I co-lead Data FamCon, which has done a lot of collaborations with Games Night Viz. So love working with you and love getting into all the geeky stuff, which is what this is on.
Thank you. Yeah, this has been a long time partnership with Data FamCon because we share so many common topics and interests together. So it's like it's a match made in heaven.
Absolutely.
So let's dive into your viz and we'll start talking about your design and the inspiration behind it.
Yes. So when Data Plus TV was announced, I knew that I really did want to focus on something science fiction or fantasy just because I do love it so much. So that's where the idea of In a Galaxy Not So Far Away came from, and looking at some of the science fiction shows in the data set. In terms of design, one of the things I really wanted to do was to really latch on to that idea of science fiction. I've had less time to do fun data fam visits, so I'm really trying to keep it up by doing more poster styles. And that's really the shift for me because I've always typically done long form infographics. So this was a really fun way to focus on like a poster style. So I say it's kind of light on insights, but it's big on design. Going through this idea, I focused on science fiction because as I was just looking through the shows, those were the ones that really stood out to me and ones that I was really interested in. So I was like, okay, science fiction. It takes place in the stars. Neil Richards did this amazing Lexis chart a while ago, and I've always loved it. So that's what the top is a Lexis chart. It brings in that shooting stars theme as we go into looking at all the different science fiction shows. I will say when you're looking at the Data Plus TV data set, science fiction or fantasy, it's probably going to be like the third or fourth or fifth genre listed. You're going to really see action and adventure in your first two, and probably drama. And so after you get through those genres, you start to get into the more nuanced of them.
I've got to call out this shooting star. What do you call it? A Lexus chart?
Lexis, yeah.
I've never heard of that, but this chart is so amazing. Like the moment I saw it, I knew it was a Viz, and I just went in and hover over all the different points and everything. And it's so amazing. It resembles a star field so much, and it's totally on theme. Absolutely love that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Was it hard to build something like that? Is there like trigonometry involved, or?
it's not heavy trig. Data Plus TVs is a very large data set. So what I did was I created in Tableau a crosstab of the data that I wanted and exported it. That's how I was able to get it performant and going, because a Lexis chart, you have to union your data sets on top of themselves. And then it's drawing a line, but you have to have that starting point and ending point. So table one, table two, and you can't do that if you're just using the starter dashboard. So yeah, this is just drawing a line. You have your start point is the year, and the end point is the number of votes plus the year, and that gets that to be an angle. And you can just draw a line between the two together.
Sounds easy enough.
It's easy enough, but it's a really great chart. And as I said, Neil Richards is the one that I first saw it done in. And one of the big things about working with Data Plus TVs, which Jessica Moon told me, don't try to just use the data set, use it to explore. But when you know what you want, create a crosstab, export it, and use that as your data source, because you can do some manipulation, but it's going to run so much faster.
That's an absolute good tip. I'm just trying to find the topic around it. So that is definitely one of the tricks that I'm going to use to explore the data set.
Yeah, there's a lot of data, and I can't wait to see all the different analyses that come out because there's so many different ways to look at it.
Definitely.
So again, I wanted that top to have a viz that kind of wraps into the titles that brings it all together, and then the poster, which I had so much fun building this. Although it was a lot of data prep, more than I realized when I built it. The first thing I thought of was Sunburst because it does look like the controls on the different Star Trek spaceships and stuff. I had a lot of fun just on Pinterest and on Google looking at color schemes for different science fiction shows. So this, I think, drew a lot from Cyberpunk. I really liked how those colors worked together. So this is a Sunburst chart, which uses map layers. So going in Tableau, as I said, I had already exported out the two data sets, one with all the TV shows at the top, but then a second one with just these top 30, I don't remember now, shows. And it has the rating, the episode, or the award year. This is where I didn't quite put together when I had this idea that I was going to have to densify the data in years that an episode didn't air, or an episode aired, but they didn't get an award, and that if they won any awards at all, and then finally if that award was an Emmy. You had to make sure they all matched up. What I wanted to do was see if I can find some insights. When we're looking at the episode, it's colored if the episode lead was an actor or actress. So we can see a little bit of the gender differences in the different shows. There's a lot that are lead actors instead of actresses, but it was really interesting to go through and see shows that have only been on for a year or much, much longer time. It's like Doctor Who's been on forever. It's got a ton of episodes and a ton of series. Whereas at this point, pulling the data, Severance had only had 2. I didn't confine it to just US based or Western based shows because I wanted to see shows that I hadn't heard of before that were really highly rated and just kind of go through and see if there was any patterns, which they're not, but that makes it look even, I think it looks cooler that way.
It does. The first time I saw this reminded me of the arc reactor in Iron Man, which is my background over here as well.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's totally sci-fi. And I'm so happy you said that this is map layers because I was still trying to rack my brains on how you created this layered sunburst. I'm happy that you said map layers because that is so much more approachable. The one question I have is, because each of your arcs have different granularity, is it a different data source for each of the layers, or it's all in one layer or in one data source?
It's all in one data source, mainly because I got a quarter of the way down the road of doing it in one data source. It probably would have been easier in multiple. But yeah, I did have to densify, especially the years, to get all the years to line up. Otherwise, it was all over the place.
Now I can see why you said that this portion took a bit of data prep.
Yep, getting it all densified so that everything would line up took more than I thought when I had this idea, but it turned out well, so it was worth
It turned out very well. So for the data prep, did you use Tableau prep or some other tools that you were using to?
No, as I said, I got far enough down this road that I just manually did it. I do a lot of data prep for other things, and I was just tired and I didn't have it on my computer. That would have been the way to go. And I wish I had done that. But by the time I realized I was going to have to do this over, it was the sunken cost fallacy. It probably still would have been faster to do it in prep.
Yeah, totally get it. There's so many different paths to the same endpoint. So, right. Thank you, Nicole, for spending time with us today to run through this amazing viz. I hope everyone learned something from this, and I'll see everyone next week. Thank you.
Thank you.
I gotta ask, just looking at this, what is your favorite TV show of all time? If I have to guess, it's probably Doctor Who.
I was gonna say that's got to be my Doctor Who. I really do love that one. But in general, just the science fiction, the fantasy. On the movie side, Lord of the Rings are probably my favorite movies still. We just watched Pirates of the Caribbean with my son. He's probably too young for it, but he really enjoyed it. So
It's a fun show. I mean,
yeah.
you could argue it's kind of borderline family friendly.
It's just kind of hedges. It's
Yeah.
explain what CGI is in a sense, and it's not real. There are not actually skeletons.
David Jones is not real.
Yes.
So are there any upcoming TV shows that you are looking forward to or currently watching through?
Yeah, I'm getting excited that he's getting older because we don't have as much time to watch TV without him. So right now we're going through the Star Wars. We just finished Clone Wars cartoons and we're watching the Rebels cartoons. So we're hoping to be able to start watching more. We haven't watched Rings of Power or House of Dragons. We did watch like Game of Thrones and stuff. So it's like, oh, we want to watch them.
Wait, you watch Game of Thrones with your son?
No.
Oh,
No.
I was like, Wow, that's a bit much.
No. No, but just like we watched it, we enjoyed it. So we're excited
Mm,
for House of Dragons, and of course Matt Smith's in it. And we haven't watched it yet.
yeah.
So I'm
Yeah, I'm
hoping.
excited for House of Dragons. I've been waiting for the whole season to end before diving
Mm,
into it because I
that's
don't want
smart.
to wait every week for episode drop. So
Yeah.
I'm actually traveling for work this week. So I have a 13 to 14-hour flight time. So I have
Man.
more than enough time to finish the entire season.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.